The Calvin Coolidge Presidential Library and Museum, located within Forbes Library in Northampton, was formed in 1920 when the 30th U.S. President began donating various records and memorabilia to the library in town where he practiced law and served as mayor. I'm Eric Clemons for Comcast Newsmakers, on stage at the Majestic Theater in West Springfield. Calvin Coolidge Presidential Library and Museum Archivist Julie Bartlett Nelson is my guest. Julie, thanks so much for being with us on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. The Calvin Coolidge Presidential Library and Museum, of course, has a very long history. Tell us about the library and how it is so unique.
We are the only presidential library within a public library. The City Public Library is also a 501c3 nonprofit. The Coolidge Museum occupies the left-hand side of the second floor of the library and has a public museum as well as research archive. We have about 4,000 square feet for public museum and exhibit space with rotating as well as permanent exhibits, and then also research collections for scholars as well as just interested individuals.
Okay. Now what's the collection like and what types of major exhibitions do you have?
Okay, so the museum space is about 4,000 square feet, and we have rotating exhibits of seasonal interest as well as permanent exhibits. On permanent display is a Sioux headdress that was gifted to Coolidge in 1927. Wow. We have an electric exercise horse that he received as a gift, as well as official presidential portraits by Howard Chandler Christie. The research collections span from his time as a lawyer to mayor, state representative, state senator, lieutenant governor, governor, vice president, president, and include things like correspondence, official papers, personal papers, about 4,000 photographs, various scrapbooks, and primary as well as secondary source information.
Would you tell us a little bit about some of the library's education programs?
Yes, so we do programming for ages 0 to 100. We have a wide range of things for schools that the schools come and visit us, as well as us going into the classrooms with various items, primary source documents, as well as artifacts. We also do a number of programs from lectures to, we have a Cookies with the Curator series, which is like an informal show and tell where we bring out objects around a theme, and that happens on the third Thursday of the month. And we also do a number of informal tours to anything from homeschool families to senior centers, adult daycare centers, so all ages, learning and retirement. We do a lot of programming with as well. And it's also a public space for non-Coolidge programming as well. So it's our largest space, has great acoustics for musical programs as well. Oh, great.
The building has had some renovation projects over the years. What improvements have been made on the building and why?
So in 2001, the second floor of the library had a major renovation, and we had new HVAC system and climate control, so we upgraded a lot of the archival storage and museum lighting as well to bring things up to modern standards there. We also had last summer a new audiovisual system, so we can do a lot more programming, musical as well as just visual presentations. And the system is also for hearing impaired, so we've made some major upgrades for visual as well as auditory things. And last year we had an upgrade to the front entrance to the public library with a new handicapped accessible entrance as well.
I went to your website the other day and found that you're not a federally funded or state-funded library, so access is easy, but sometimes funding is harder. How do you get yourself funded and keep running?
Yes, so I'm the only paid staff person, and I am part-time, so that is a challenge. We use a lot of volunteers. We use work-study students from Smith College across the street, as well as library school interns as well to kind of keep going with projects. As part of the City Public Library, we are a 501c3, and so we can fundraise as well. The Friends of the Library is also generous for funding for projects, and we do have to seek a lot of outside private funding for individual projects as well. But we're, as not part of the federal system, can be good and bad. All of the collections are open and accessible, so there's no restrictions on usage of anything, which is really nice that you can put items in the hands of anyone.
Julie, thank you so much for being with us on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and thank you for watching this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. That's all the time we have. I'm Eric Clemons. We'll see you next time.